Hello, everyone. Hi, come on in. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Hello. So tonight is a special night. Mark is going to do the role I do usually, which is the producer, and I'm going to do the speaking role that Mark does. So we're going to reverse positions for a while since it's Women's Night. Yay to the ladies in the house. Hello, everyone. Come on in. So tonight, we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to obviously do pitches because that's what we do best here. But we're also going to have a couple of lady speakers. And I just want to speak for a minute about what I think women are doing in the world, in the business world. I've also been a businesswoman for many years myself, had a career in sales and marketing, pretty successful when I did it. And I just want to talk about my opinion of, I think, where women are going and where they've come from for a quick second. To me, women have always been very good at leadership roles, even though we didn't get the position to do it because men were in charge. And now it's time for women to have a little bit of this action. I think women have been doing this since the caveman days, when women probably had to hold a baby in their arms while they fought off a saber-toothed tiger and did it well and kept the baby alive and kept themselves alive too. Multitasking. Women have been very good at multitasking all their lives. We all know as women, especially if you're a mother, you have to multitask. You've got a business to run, you've got a family to run, you've got to take care of your home, you've got to make money. So we've all had that in our past, and many of us right now in our current as well as our future. So I just wanted to speak a minute about some of the things that I noticed in what has happened with women in society. I think it started about 1942, when women were told they could go to work only because all the men were at the war and they needed somebody to keep the economy going. And women were finally allowed to leave their houses and go to the factories. They needed women to keep the economy going. They needed women to help them build what they needed to use in the war. So women were very successful at being workers. And wow, women can work. They didn't know that. But when women got out there and then they said, okay, the war's over, go back home, take care of your families, take care of your babies. Well, women now said, hey, we like making money. We're going to stay in this world. So that's when women really started becoming more out there in society. And it made a difference when women finally joined the workforce, even though they didn't really want us there. We made our way into it. Now we have women that not only were they trying to be career women, but some of them became founders of their own. And I want to show you some of the OGs, in my opinion. Martha Stewart. She started in the entertainment industry, really, but she was actually a homemaker that showed everybody that I can make money. That woman is a billionaire, okay? She did pretty good for herself. Another woman who was very successful, this is Debbie Fields. Debbie Fields is Mrs. Fields Cookies. She was one of the first women founders. She started by baking cookies and she turned it into a billion-dollar industry. So she was one of the first. Of course, we all know Oprah Winfrey. Oprah she was on television, but eventually she got her own cable channel and she's still doing it. Oprah's doing very well. This young lady here is Sarah Blakely. She is the founder of Spanx. In the old days, they used to call them girdles, but women wearing Spanx became very popular and she is a billionaire. She sold her company. She's now just a CEO, but she did a very successful exit. This young lady here, her name is Melanie Perkins. She's in Australia. She is a tech guru. She's a billionaire. Look her up. You'll see she's very successful. Then we have young women like Rihanna. We all know Rihanna. She started in entertainment, but she started a lingerie company, cosmetic company. She doesn't have to make records anymore. She's a billionaire. So, and it's not all just, and of course there's Taylor Swift. Taylor, we all know how Taylor's did it. She's very successful. She's a billionaire and she's a young woman and people love her. She has a huge influence in the world. So these are just a few examples. There are a lot of women who are successful as founders. You may not know all their names, but these women, you know them. And this is what we all can become. You don't have to be Jeff Bezos to become a Jeff Bezos. And any of you can become very successful because you are already doing what nobody thinks that women can do, but I believe you can. A lot of times people say, well, why don't we have a men's night? We don't need a men's night. Every day is men's night, right, girls? Every day is when the men are in charge. This is the time for women to show what we can do. Okay, so that's why we also have some successful people that are right here in our own community. If you all know Deb Simpson, Deb's has a company that she deals with hearts and safety. And Deb's has just received $2 million from sources she got right here at Venture Starters. So stay in here, keep pitching, and show that you too can be a successful woman founder. So I'm here to celebrate you ladies. I want to have a couple of women that I have here to speak to you. These are also successful women who have their own company. They're going to speak to you for a minute. And one's name is Marie Roker Jones. And she has a successful company of her own. And she is a co-founder of an innovative startups company. And she started with a company called Oya. And then she had another company named Esteem. And now she's a drive social impact at Curious Culture. She champions Web3 adoption, innovation. She also has a newsletter called Curious Introverts, celebrating introverted leadership. I was an introvert myself, and sometimes people think when you're an introvert, you can't be successful in business. We've shown you that you can. So anyway, are you here, Marie?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, great. We're going to start with Marie, and we'll go from there. You are. Okay, let Marie go ahead and start us.
Sure. So first of all, thank you, Norma, for having me here tonight. I always advocate for women founders. Being a two-time founder, once with Barika Edwards, who's here also, I've learned a lot. And so I thought about today what I wanted to say in the 4 minutes. And instead of just sharing my journey, I wanted to share what I've learned, because a lot of times I did not trust my instinct and instead went with being nice or being kind. And I've learned a lot. So the first thing, so I want to share about 10 things. The first being, when you're pitching, don't just pitch the solution, also pitch the story. The solution is really important, but what's the story behind it? And I had to learn that because I always separated myself from the startup, and realizing that part of your startup journey is the story and why you got there and how you came to that solution. So always remember that it's just as important. The second that I learned the hard way was neglecting self-care and mental health. I think so many of us as founders, we push through, we do everything. We think that we are invincible, or we just are hustling, but your mind is your most important asset. And so then if you're not practicing self-care, if you don't have your mental health in place, it can really lead to just detrimental things later on. So always do that. And Barika can back me up on some of these things. Over-reliance on just the data. I mean, data is important, and numbers are clearly what investors want to hear about. But you don't want to seem like you're just talking about numbers. Back up the numbers again with that story. How did you get to those numbers? Why are they important? Show that traction, no matter how small or insignificant you think it is. Show the traction and say how you got there. Because I think those are things we had to learn. Not doing the homework and researching, whether it's partnerships, whether it's investors, do your homework. If someone does not have a digital footprint and you can't prove anything that they've done, then it's talk. You know, a lot of people are on LinkedIn and they claim to be investors, or they claim to be other things, but do your homework before you partner with anybody. Playing it safe. I think sometimes as women, we play it safe because we're just like, I don't want to say anything that could risk being asked a question that I can't answer. And honestly, investors ask women, this is an implicit bias, but investors do ask women different questions. And so when you play it too safe, you don't seem like you take calculated, like you don't take risk. And an investor wants to see that you will take a risk. So don't play it too safe or be too conservative. think about, especially when it comes to your valuation, don't undervalue what your startup is worth. Do not do that. Be visual with that storytelling. Going back to storytelling, show that story. Don't just have numbers up there. It just comes off as robotic. It's not like, who cares? If you have the story, you have the number, you have the visuals, it makes it more for something captivating. And it's not for something like this, because we're doing 90 seconds, but even when you're talking, give a story, explain what's happened and how you got there. But don't just overemphasize on that, which goes into over-explaining. We tend to over-explain as women. We want to make sure we get everything in. And so when you over-explain, sometimes it shows a lack of confidence because we're trying to make up for something. So you said what you said, and that's it, period, right? Like, these are my numbers, or this is the negotiation. This is what I want to do. I'm not going to over-explain it. I'm not going to have to emphasize why I'm saying this. Just stop with the over-explaining. And that is something I had to learn, because I tend to feel like I have to say more. I have to prove my worth. Underutilizing your personal experiences. Our personal experiences are tied to our startup. There's a reason why you started, whether it's something you've dealt with, someone you love that's dealt with, a problem that you see that needs to be rectified. We all have a personal journey, an anecdote, something to share. Being adaptable. Sometimes you have to pivot, and it's not fun and it's not easy, but it's also part of the startup journey. And you have to show that you're flexible and adaptable in order for you to deal with any type of challenges, anything that may come up. Showing that you're not adaptable makes you seem like you're not reliable as a leader, because then you cannot handle change. And you have to be able to show that you can adapt to it and you can pivot. And I want to say the last part that's the most important is, don't overlook your support network. We don't have to do it alone. We can ask for help. It doesn't mean that you're still not strong and capable. But a lot of times we don't know everything. None of us do. And so having a support network of people who we can tap into, my advisory board, those women were my lifeline. If I can call one and just, even if it's just to talk about something personal, they were my lifeline. And I have to really give credit to the fourth floor, which is now the Fourth Effect, that really helped with getting an advisory board. Have that support network. It goes hand in hand with that mental health, because again, we can't do it alone. And I just want you to, everyone that's pitching tonight, good luck. You've got this. We're women, the future is female, and I can't wait to hear these pitches. And I look forward to connecting with you all. And I'll put my LinkedIn in chat. So thank you, Norma.
Thank you, Marie. That was excellent advice. Thank you so much. Thank you. Now, I did want to say quickly, some of you ladies may not be familiar with our system here. So if you want to pitch, please raise your hand. The digital hand raise is on the bottom of your screen. If you have not raised your hand yet, please raise your hand so that you can, if you want to pitch. If you don't want to pitch and you just want to watch, that's fine too. But if you do want to pitch, please raise your hand so that you can get into the queue and we can have you. Everyone gets to speak for 90 seconds, except for our speakers. We have a couple of speakers that are going to speak for us. And then we're going to start with the pitches. So thank you for being patient, and I hope you enjoy the speakers. The next person we have speaking is going to be Barika Edwards. She is actually the partner of Marie Roker Jones that you just listened to. These two young ladies are making it happen in business. They are successful business ladies. Barika is a graduate of Harvard University, and she's still there working on a PhD program, a graduate program. And she helps companies achieve market dominance. And she's a social impact expert, venture capital entrepreneurship. She's very smart mover and shaker. So welcome, Barika. Are you here?
I am here.
Okay, come on in.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Apologize for I broke my finger last night walking on the sidewalk. So I have an awesome opportunity for in 2 weeks on a Thursday that I wanted to just share with you. I am raising money for the Riordan Scholars Program out of UCLA. They have a program that helps underserved and underrepresented high school students prepare for college. So what I'm doing is I'm going to have a strategy night. I will drop the link to the strategy night in the chat. It's a free night to come. You can, talk about a challenge that you're having when it comes to go-to-market, when it comes to a portion of your pitch. It's just a free night to give back to the youth. I'll be running like one of those fundraiser text in to donate things, and we'll just talk about the challenges that you have with your startups, and raise money for kids that want to go to college. So I'll drop the link to that event in the chat, and if I look forward to hearing all your pitches tonight, and good luck. You've got this, and talk to you soon, everybody.
Thank you so much, Barika. And that sounds like an excellent endeavor. I want to hear more about it. And I'm very happy. And if anything I do, help you, because I think that's a great idea to help these young people. So good for you. Thank you for doing that. Okay. The first person we're going to hear from is Jody. And go ahead and take it away, Jody. Jody is one of our venture starters. And her and her husband have a very successful company. And I'll let Jody tell you more about it.
Awesome. Hi, Norma. So nice to see and interact with you tonight. What a fun surprise. Mostly we're here to thank you and Mark and Venture Starters for all that you've done for Cirque. We've had just great opportunities to meet up and actually bring people onto our board of advisors and board of directors. But I'm here tonight to share a little bit more exciting news. We have a special call to action for funding in order to support an instant pilot for our enterprise smart room platform. We just got back from Europe, and one of the largest and most admired hotel brands in the world is looking to do a pilot for us. After seeing our gamification model that can deliver carbon credits to both hotel guests and the hotel, they asked us to deliver a pilot that has to be completed by December 19th this year, 2023, to verify the energy savings model. They were that excited. They will budget the Cirque Plus system for 2024 for thousands of rooms and millions of dollars of revenue once we get through that pilot. Cirque can achieve this with an immediate infusion of $250K in a bridge funding to support this effort. We're offering special discounts with this capital infusion. As Norma said, I'm Jody Darrows, co-founder of prop tech innovation company Cirque Plus. We're a family of intelligent automation and robotic systems, reducing energy costs and lowering carbon emissions with plug-and-play technology. We're helping properties put the profit back into their pocket and step into the 21st century with a unified platform, but we're also now bringing the carbon credits and the carbon zero initiatives, where properties need to meet these initiatives by 2030 or sooner. If you're interested and willing to and able to jump on this rocket, connect with me today and I'll provide you with some more details. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Jody. What a great innovation your company offers. And I urge everyone to look at what Jody and Yanni are doing. It's very exciting.
Thank you.
All right, so now we're going to start with our regular pitches. There will be a 90-second pitch. And I did want to say what the disclaimer that Mark always says, that please do your own due diligence when you meet people here. We think we have a really great group of people that are a member of our community, but you never know. And if you're going to do business with someone, just do your due diligence and make sure that they're who they say they are, and protect yourself. That's what grown-up smart people do, right? So anyway, now we're going to get started pitching, and we're going to start with Lynn Donaldson. Welcome, Lynn.
Thank you, Norma. Welcome, everybody. I've been to Venture Starters quite a few times, and I love this community. So thank you, Mark and Norma. So my name is Lynn Donaldson, and I'm from Connected Strategic Solutions Group. And you can see my 3 Ps on my backdrop: people, product, and process. But you're excited. You've got this amazing product, and it's your baby. I'm sure we're going to hear some wonderful things coming through from all these wonderful ladies. So you've developed your launch strategy for this wonderful product, but information and documents is all in different places. And you think you've got your implementation plan nailed down, but the information, where is it? Where is everything? What are our timelines? And this can be intensely frustrating. We've worked with Excel charts and Microsoft Project, and quite frankly, they're pretty bad for working with, but not with Lily Launch Tools. Lily Launch Tools houses all your product development plan, strategy and plan in one simple place. You know where everything is. Everybody knows where it goes. You know why you're doing something, because it goes from goals right down to tactics. So Lily Launch Tools, this is your product launch plan software, and we can help you develop that. And for any ladies that want to try it, we're extending our free trial from 30 to 60 days, and we'd love to have you on board to trial out the product. It's already working. It's already good. Thank you very much, Norma.
Thank you, Lynn. Everybody, Lynn, put your information in the chat. Everybody, look into Lynn, because she is offering something very nice that you guys can use for your own companies to be built. Okay, thank you, Lynn. The next is Kay Lim. Kay, are you ready? Your turn.
Hi, thanks, Norma. Yeah, I love Women's Night. Thanks for this special event. My name is Kay Lim. I am the CEO of Heartful Sprout. We're building a nutrition platform to empower new parents for Children's Health Foundation. A personal story here, I became a mom in 2020, and to me, feeding was the hardest thing ever because it leads to lifelong health conditions like food allergy, brain development, and more. And there are latest and new data-driven guidelines for each of those, but as a new parent, I was really lost. I have to spend about 10 hours a week just prioritizing information from fragmented sources. So Heartful Sprout curates recipes and feeding ideas for pediatric guidelines, such as allergen introduction. Our differentiator is really analytics and AI, and we are the only nutrition platform targeting children's nutrition with data, personalization, and scalability. We make money through freemium models, selective advertisement, and additional supporting services like parenting classes or data API services. And so far, we have done significant customer discovery. We have our working app developed already. We have secured significant partnerships for go-to-market strategy. And we are ready to raise our pre-seed round soon. So love to connect with angels and pre-seed investors here.
Okay, great. All right, any questions of Kay? Anyone have any questions? Okay, Kay, leave your information in the chat and everybody will find you there. The next person.
Thank you.
Okay, Jill Embry, are you here? Jill, because you don't have your camera on.
Yes, I am here.
Okay, can you?
Yes, hi.
Your turn.
I'm Jill Embry, and not to confuse everyone who saw me pitch last week, I'm pitching for Balance Innovation Center this week. I'm the founder of Balance Innovation Center, which is a venture studio for women and minorities in the medical device and healthcare product development area. Having worked in that area for a long time and not seeing very many women and minorities in product development and medical device companies. So the product I'm pitching right now and what I'm looking for is advisors who can help me connect to first responders that respond to overdoses. And the product is software that would allow first responders to track the drugs that are on the street. I came up with this idea after listening to an NPR segment in which they were talking about new drugs that people were ODing over, past fentanyl, past xylazine. There's now a new one that is not even seen as a controlled substance. And so what it would allow the first responders to do is to see before they go out on a call what the possible drugs are that have been seen in that area, and also what treatments have worked or have not worked. It will also allow to see kind of survival rates and how long, how many times people are actually surviving treatments and surviving the responses. So in hard to reach areas, if more resources are needed in those areas.
Well, that's great, Jill. And I'm very happy that you're working on something like that. Any questions?
I don't have a question, but Jill, I'd love to connect with you because also looking into the veteran population, because there's a lot of organizations that support veterans that for drug rehab or who are in need. So I would love to connect with you and talk
That will
about.
be great. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
put my information in the chat.
Yeah, thank you.
You're
Jill,
welcome.
the next time we have a life sciences, you should come back and talk about that at the life science, which we'll have another one in October.
I have a question though, before you move on. So
Okay.
how far along are you on the development of this?
Well, I've got all the screenshots mapped out and really looking for users to give input into it before we start. Mark, you heard me last week. I'm all about planning before we start spending money. So the goal is to find advisors that can give input into the, screenshots, and if they're simple enough and fast enough for them on site to make it worth their while to have this application. And our goal is to reach, the from a state level to a national level, because as you know, data is only as good as the data that's there.
So have you talked to any first responders yet to see if they think this is a good idea?
I've talked to friends of mine that are sheriffs and EMTs, and they have, but I would like a larger sample than just my friends, because they might be just telling me it's a good idea because they like me.
I don't know if you're on my calendar yet, but I'd like
Yes,
to talk to you
October
about
5th.
this. Okay, beautiful. Okay.
Yeah, so we have two things to talk about.
Okay, definitely. All right, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead, Norma.
That's okay. Thank you, Jill.
You're welcome.
Sarah Leonard, you're next.
Thanks,
Go ahead.
Norma. Hi, everyone. Sarah Leonard. I'm CEO and lead creative strategist at SQL Creative Strategy. We're a full service marketing and sales agency. And I've been attending Venture Starters for a few months now. I absolutely love it, this community, and I'm really excited about this Women's Founder reoccurring event, just because I am very passionate about supporting women in business. Most of the clients that we work with are women. We actually have an all-women marketing and sales team, which is really unusual. We offer a full-service marketing and sales, but the thing that I really want to mention tonight quickly is our newest membership offer, which is the Social Media Vault. And we designed this offer specifically for small and early stage businesses. We use the same strategy that we use for our private one-to-one done for you service clients, and you get it for $97 a month. You get all of your content planned out for you, all of your research done, et cetera, et cetera. I'll leave the information in the chat if you're interested. I've had a few really great conversations with founders from Venture Starters about marketing and about their social media presence. We also hold open office hours every Monday that are completely free. So I'll pop all that information in the chat, and you can feel free to connect with me.
Okay, great. Any questions of Sarah?
I'm sorry, I now that I'm not moderating, it's easier to focus on you all. And okay, so Sarah, have you had anybody go through the 30-day, every day, course that you've laid out, or the plans you've laid out thus far? And is there any feedback from those that are doing it as to what kind of tangible results they're getting as a result of doing this 30-day plan? We may have to mute everybody in the room real quick before we, Sarah, you're going to have to go back on unmute because there's some background noise there. And Norma, you're going to have to turn your mic back on. Sorry, go ahead. I'm curious.
Yeah, of course. We definitely have people that have gone through multiple months. We launched this in April, so it's a fairly newer membership. And we've just relaunched it on Kajabi, which is a really amazing platform where we're able to provide even more support for our members, such as unlimited support from me and my team and weekly accountability. But we have a few testimonials up on the site as well that you're more than welcome to check out. And we have members that are seeing their highest performing content using the vault and who are using it in either teams or as solopreneurs. So it's really flexible, it's industry agnostic, and it's something that we created because we saw this need in the market for social media support that wasn't just a glorified Facebook group. People actually need a content support, system, not just, a Facebook group where they can connect with other people who are also confused about social media.
But what would be an example of like the assignment you would give somebody for one particular day?
Yeah, so the way that it's set up is it's a 30-day content plan. So every month it changes and you get different prompts and they're problem aware. So the one prompt could be something like, share 3 things that, you wish that your target audience knew before starting to work with you, or share a few things that, people can expect to get when they work with you. So I'd be happy to share more with anyone who is more interested more in specifics. Mark, I know that you have access to it as well. But those are the 2 that I'm, thinking of off the top of my head.
All right, very good. Sorry to dominate.
Everyone, Sarah, that sounds like a great idea. Everyone connect with Sarah in the chat and hear more about this amazing program she's offering. Okay, thank you, Sarah. The next person is, I don't see your first name, Sanjita. Okay, your turn.
Thank you, Norma. Thank you for this opportunity. In 2020, I quit my lucrative career in STEM field at Amazon to address the pressing need of the 25 million women in STEM. I'm a scientist with successful career at GE, Nielsen, and Amazon, where I navigated hurdles and rose to C-suites. And most of the time, I was the only woman at the table. The reason for that is we lose 50% of the women within 5 to 7 years of their career, costing US employers over $20 billion a year. It costs around $300K to replace one, and our solution retains them at a fraction of that at $7K. I'm D. Sangeeta, and that is why I launched Gotara. What is Gotara? It is an AI/ML-enabled platform for business acumen and leadership upskilling of talent in STEM fields. In addition to upskilling women, we also realized we needed to upskill managers, the other side of the coin. The problem got bigger and the opportunity got bigger as a result. In addition, STEM jobs are growing at 10% year over year, expanding our market. And Gotara is the only program in the world for STEM by STEM. Traction, after 8 weeks of career sprint, we started to see phenomenal results not seen before. 94% of individuals improve their skills by 20 to 80%, and business sees top line and bottom line impact. We see up to 94% retention, 44% promotion, and 80% of the individuals who are thinking of leaving stayed. We have 20 customers and revenue of $1 million a year. We are profitable in 2022. We are raising $500K who support angels, who support future of work.
Okay, great. So it sounds like you were successful in business and you left to become a founder. And I think that's great. That's what most women do. That's how you learn to do it. So good for you. Any questions? Any questions? Okay, we'll meet her in the chat. And thank you very much for speaking. And now next is Leslie. Leslie, your turn.
Hi there, everybody. My name is Leslie Sheridan, and I am the founder of Planet Sense. Question for you. What do you get when you combine 68.5 million climate refugees in 2017 with no one place to purchase sustainable products and services globally and services, plus businesses having no climate solution other than pointing to carbon credits? You get Planet Sense. What we are about is reversing climate change with sustainable purchasing. We're a B2B2C marketplace and a B2C marketplace with thousands of products and services. Organizations can use our marketplace by using our marketplace as an employee benefit, as an employee, customer, partner, supplier incentive, recognition, reward, and engagement tool. And what that does is that helps them attract and retain people like employees, customers, partners, suppliers, and investors. Millennials and Gen Zs are the fastest growing population on the planet. They're going to be 75% of the world by 2050. We have a prototype that we're building. We have patent pending, and we are looking for 1 million in pre-seed to build our platform. People who want to get a 1-year subscription as a consumer organization and or seller can go to www.planetsense, like the coins.us. Thank you.
Oh, that's great. Any questions for Leslie? I love to see that someone is helping to try to fix this world that we live in, what we have many problems with. So thank you very much for your contribution. And we'll everybody meet her in the chat. The next person is Nancy.
Hi, everybody. My name is Nancy Delane. I'm the founding member of Delane Law Office. Maybe you're someone who comes up with ideas, or maybe you know someone who comes up with ideas. Ideas are the North Star of any business. They form the basis of that business's intellectual property, which, face it, is the majority of the value of just about any business. Now, have you ever felt the pain, and it is pain, of having had your intellectual property hacked? Have you ever lost your intellectual property to someone coming in and doing what you do for half the price? It is incredibly important to establish and protect your intellectual property, your inventions, your branding, your works of authorship, your trade secrets, your trade dress, all valuable assets of your business, and getting them to the point where you can monetize them and actually go to bat to protect them is absolutely necessary for any business. But that can get pricey, especially if you go to a large intellectual property firm, and that's where I come in. I'm an intellectual property attorney with nigh on 20 years experience as an intellectual property and patent lawyer, and it is my mission to work with startups and small businesses to effectively and affordably help you nurture your mind child, which tagline, by the way, is my registered trademark. I walk the walk. I'm Nancy Delane, Delane Law Office, located in Schenectady, New York, and helping startups and businesses worldwide nurture your mind child. My contact info is in the chat. Please feel free to connect.
That was a very good pitch for a person who does what you do, and you got it done in time. So congratulations on that. I get sure there's one person who has a question for you, Mark. Go ahead.
Well, the only comment I have is that, as an investor, Norma and I do invest in companies that have IP. We actually, it's very rare that we would be investing in a company that doesn't have at least some patent strategy and or is about to, use investor money for filing patents. So Nancy could be extraordinarily valuable if you don't already know somebody to help you work through the IP issues. It can be very expensive. I will say that there's a huge difference in cost between somebody who is maybe operating like Nancy does versus the large law firms. And I'm not even sure you get better results with the large law firms. I've actually been involved in deploying both. And the large law firms are very expensive. Makes you feel good when you're in their conference rooms, but it doesn't make you feel good when you have to pay them. So anyways, you may want to reach out to Nancy. I don't have questions that are IP related, but I'm glad there's somebody in the room promoting this. Oh, go ahead, Len.
Thank you, Norma. That was so nice of you. And I'm going to point out that patents aren't the only form of intellectual property.
Nancy, are you willing to work with a startup for an owner share of the business instead of your fees?
No.
Okay.
And there is reason for that. It leads me into a potential conflict of interest with the owner and with the business if I go in for an equity share, because it could be that your equity share will absolutely blow up and become worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and that would be overpaying me for my services. Or it could be that your equity share will fizzle and do absolutely nothing, and then I'm going to come after you with, saying, pay me for the services I provided. So no,
that's not a conflict of interest. That's just not willing to take a bet.
No, that's a conflict of interest because
no, ma'am.
Yes, it is.
No, ma'am.
Yes, it is. And we'll argue about it another time, but
No, we
yes.
won't. You're a lawyer. I'm not going to argue with you.
Okay, thank you very much. And if anyone needs her help, please reach out to Nancy. She would have her information in the chat. Thank you, Nancy. It was an excellent presentation. Next is Jane Lowe here? Because I don't see your beautiful face. There it is. Okay, your turn. Jane?
Great. Hi, my name is Jane Lowe. Thank you for organizing this event. I'm a co-founder of Zips, a zero-wait drive-through experience powered by automation and machine learning. How often have you sat in a long Starbucks or Dunkin's line for 15, 20, or even 25 minutes, even if you've ordered on the app? Starbucks CMOs states that their line bulk at 30% is the #1 reason their customers do not order at a Starbucks, meaning 30% of potential customers see the long line and leave. With 3 teenagers, I've spent countless hours waiting in long coffee shop lines, not to mention that idling leads to pollution and traffic in communities. Zips end-to-end automation solves for these issues, optimizes costs, and also tackles the difficult problem of labor supply. Our ultimate differentiator, though, is that our customer experience is our #1 focus. Customers order on a mobile app, they pull up to a kiosk where Zips makes drinks in under 30 seconds, and then you're on your way. Customers can customize drinks, cups, and send messages and gift cards to each other through the app. And with the majority of customers now ordering for drive-through and mobile pickup, and 75% ordering only a single cup of coffee, just capturing that line bulk is a multi-billion-dollar opportunity. My co-founder, Rob, is a robotics nerd who worked at iRobot and Amazon and also owned a breakfast food truck. And together we've developed and launched consumer compliances in the past. And now we're raising $500K in a seed round to build a pilot. Once optimized, our low-cost kiosks will be extremely scalable for fast growth. Thank you.
Any questions? Well, it sounds like a great business idea, and certainly a lot of us certainly drink a lot of coffee, so I'm sure you're going to do very well with that. Okay, thank you very much. And meet her in the chat. Put your information in chat. Okay, thank you. Kareen, it's your turn. Kareen?
Yes, hi.
Hi.
Hello. Thank you so much for organizing this night, Norma, and thank you for having us all here. My name is Kareen and I'm a dentist. I'm co-founder of a company called Sequence 32. We are a digital health company that wants to transform clear aligner orthodontic treatments. Our solution was born from a need for change in traditional orthodontic treatment, from something that I've experienced in my practice along the years. What we did was redesign the flow of clear aligner treatments, shifting them into the digital space. So we organize virtual consultations, we bring virtually an orthodontist into the general dental practice. We do remote follow-ups using AI and that are managed by us, and we also manage patient acquisition. Our marketing approach is unique and contains aspects of the direct-to-consumer approach. And our solution is more convenient for dentists and for patients by reducing in-clinic visits by 75%, more affordable for patients by reducing cost by 50%, and all that with excellent clinical outcome because we've been testing our treatments for the last year. And that's it. Thank you so much for your time. I would be happy to answer any questions or to connect with anyone. I'll put my contact in the chat if anybody has questions.
So are you having, first you obviously have to go into the dentist office for an examination. But
yes.
Doing it so that you can also communicate with your patients
So what we're doing is we're changing the whole process. We do virtual consultations. We inform patients of the cost of the treatment before they go in office, because very often it's the unknown that scares people. They don't know how much it's going to be, but they know it's going to be overpriced. And then we do it in a really limited amount of visits. So they do 1 visit for the scan, the x-rays, the intraoral examination. Then we do one visit where we give them the treatment, and then all the follow-ups are done virtually because we use this AI software that analyzes 142 variables, and we're able to treat patients on a very personal level and make sure that they're ready to switch to the next aligner when their teeth have already moved. So we do all the follow-ups remotely, and then we see patients at the end of the treatment. And this will be done partnering up with different dentists and clinics. So it's kind of like in between the direct-to-consumer clear aligner treatments like Smile Direct Lab, and the traditional orthodontics where you have to go 8 to 10 times to see your dental practitioner. This is in between, and we're able to reduce the cost in half because we don't see people, because what's expensive when you go to the dentist is the clinical time. The rest, the clear aligners are not super expensive. It's all if everything else that could be made remotely, it allows us to really diminish the cost.
And I assume you're going to have an association of different dentists that are a part of this, because
Exactly.
you have one state where you are. What state are you in?
Well, we're based out of Canada for now, but we want to launch in Canada and in the US at the same time.
Okay, well, I wish you a lot of luck. Any questions?
Thank you.
Okay, meet Karine in the chat, and thank you very much for attending. Okay,
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Callie, are you available?
Hi, Norma, you're doing a really good job hosting your first venture forum for women. I'm really impressed. And I agree, women learn the most by just starting. And I'm the startup chicks lady, so I get it. Well, I'm here because I love how Venture Starters has given so many women an opportunity, and I want to continue helping them. And to discuss how Venture Starters can be a catalyst for so many women to just bring their dreams to reality. So one of the ways that I've been talking with different people is how to go from this moment to pivot. And recently I've been talking with a man that wants to build his own venture fund because he is like more than a genius. This man named Blake Wind, that he wants to be able to create an opportunity for other businesses to thrive. And so my thoughts are, yes, women need to help other women. It is so important to give a handout and not a hand up. Let me rephrase. A handout and a hand up are not the same thing. A hand up is not the same as giving someone just like $10 donation as a handout. A handout, yes, you want a handout. You want someone to say, come, please, I want to help you. I want to join your team. But you also want a hand up where this person says, I really enjoy what you're doing, and this is what I think I can do to help you get to the next level. I think that Venture Starters is that place. I urge all of you to come back. And last week I spoke about one of my apps. I do equity marketing, opposite of what the attorney did. I do not do legal. I do equity marketing agreements, and I say no to equity all the time, like she just did on this panel. And I give her lots of credit because it is illegal in different states to do equity agreements. But with that said, as a lawyer, and she's correct, I would love for women to reach out. I'm here, my business partner and I have a lot of experience, and I would love to learn what you're working on. Thank you so much, Norma, for this event, and I'll be back at the next women event too.
Okay, great. Thank you, Callie. Anybody have any questions of Callie? Okay, well, Callie's one of our vendors. We love her. So thank you so much for being part of our group, Callie. And
I have to tell you, you guys are killing it. I really mean it. Like today I had a conversation, or not today, yesterday, with Blake Wind about how the guy at Case Western said we could do a Venture Starters Forum at Case Western, one of the most prestigious research institutes in the world. And he said, yes, I want you to just do an event. So now I need to book a time with Mark after all of the high holidays are over to discuss this with him, because Bob said we could have an event, and that means there could be like an event within the event at another location too, which is really cool. And I'm just super impressed. I think what you guys have done in the last 2 years is so cool.
Well, thank you, Callie. And do get on Mark's calendar and discuss it with Mark, because it does sound like a great idea. You guys meet Callie in the chat.
I know, I will get there. I promise. If you don't see it before Friday, send me an email. I promise I will. Okay. Have a good night. Thank you so much for including me.
All right, thank you. Hi, Barbara. Nice to see you again. Your turn.
Hi, good to see you. I've missed you all. I'm here now. I'm the founder of The Exact Word, and it addresses a problem that I summarize as I've discovered why people think the way they do in English. We have a mainframe thinking pattern that we can't not use. I've discovered what that is and how to codify it very simply. My 20 years of work have now become current with the World Economic Forum. William McRaven, who's a retired admiral who was the head of Navy SEALs, and a Harris poll have all identified critical thinking as the answer to a communications problem that is vast from age 3, 5 to retirement. The Harris poll has identified $1.2 trillion lost every year by American business poor in communication, and that boils down to $12,506 a year for all of us individually. The solution then, with my plan, addresses how to solve that problem in 40 hours. One company, one agency worked with Jacques Cousteau after 40 minutes, determining after 8 months of struggle how to renew their budget. I'm looking for $10,000 now to, at this particular point, upgrade a software program that's AI that identifies your thinking while you're writing and any on-the-fly changes that you make. I had it, I established it in 2006. It's still extant. We just need to upgrade the software main structure. I love being here. Thank you.
Thank you, Barbara. Yes, why don't you come back to our AI program and pitch that there as also for the other people in the AI industry, okay?
Absolutely.
All right, so thanks, Barbara. Let's go. Oh, it's Nikki. Hello, Nikki. It's good to see you. Nikki has a really great idea. This is something very original. Not many people are doing it, so listen to Nikki talk about her really great idea about gifting. Go ahead, Nikki.
Thank you so much, Norma. Hi, everyone. I'm Nikki Lucas, co-founder of the Days of Gifts. Men and women everywhere are confused and overwhelmed at the holidays, on birthdays, and almost every gifting occasion. They don't know what to buy and they feel inundated by too many options. Wouldn't it be fantastic if those frustrated shoppers could visit a website to input details about the recipient and then receive a curated list of gift ideas tailored precisely to that person, and then have a box of those gifts wrapped and shipped? This is all possible with the Days of Gifts and the creation of a new algorithm poised to change the way people shop. The algorithm combines personality traits and interests with an inventory of unique and special gifts. Customers spend 5 minutes on the website completing a simple checkbox questionnaire about the recipient, and in turn, the website provides suggestions for gifts based on a variety of the customer's inputs. The Days of Gifts has been providing multi-day gift packages for years using these customer inputs, which we then match to surprise gifts from our inventory. We then wrap each gift and ship them to the recipient, who then opens a gift a day for multiple days, like the 12 days of Christmas or the 7 days of birthday gifts. We've taken 8 years of data about personality traits and interests to create an algorithm designed to automate this process and allow customers to select their own tailored gifts, or we can still select for them. The Days of Gifts is automating an age-old problem of shopping for the perfect gift: selecting, purchasing, wrapping, and giving.
What am I in?
What Stitch Fix does for clothes shopping, the Days of Gifts does for gift shopping. Thank you so much.
I think Nikki has a very unique idea. And for me, for a person right now that lives in a major city where there's a lot of crime going on, when you go to the mall, I would prefer to call her company and let them help me buy a gift if I was looking to buy a gift for someone. I think this could be a very big hit. So everyone meet Nikki in the chat, and maybe you might want to get in touch with her when you have the next birthday present that you want to pick out for someone. Thanks, Nikki.
Thank you so much.
Okay, Barbara Ann, it's nice to see you. Your turn.
Nice to see you too, although for most of you, my voice does not normally sound like this. I've been very, very sick. So apologies to those that I still need to follow up with. For those who do or do not know me, I'm going to try and keep this upbeat anyway, because this is a very important evening to me. I actually left a panel with the Founders Institute that I was on just to be here. So who am I? I'm Barbara Ann, founder and owner of Purpose-Built Solutions and Evolutions. I'm a multi-certified executive coach and consultant who has directly worked with over 2,000 businesses. Yes, Mark, I remember to put that up front. 2,000 businesses in just the past 2 decades. And I've provided training, coaching, and technical assistance to thousands more companies, teams, entrepreneurs, and individuals throughout my career. And you know what I've learned? What's holding most entrepreneurs back above all else is mindset. including limiting beliefs and the fear of change, even for the positive. And for established businesses, because I'm not just here to talk to the founders, I'm also talking to some of the funders here too. For the established businesses, it's also mindset and limiting beliefs, including losing sight of your why and burning yourselves out. So if you're looking for someone who can help you get unstuck, change your mindset, find or redefine your why, identify resources, navigate challenges, and develop and implement plans to achieve whatever your visions of success are, whatever they may be, please connect with me. My contact information is in the chat.
That's great, Barbara. And so you're offering your services to all the members that are here now.
Anybody who needs them. I've worked with businesses in all stages of development, from the I have a dream stage to the it's time for me to pass my dream on to my children stage.
Absolutely. Excellent. Okay, great. Where everyone meet Barbara Ann in the chat, and hopefully you will reach out to her. Thank you so much. Okay, Jennifer, it's your turn.
The purpose of Causeverse is committing themselves to help cause-based organizations increase their positive impact on the world. To achieve this, we are focused on helping these organizations transition into the Web3 era 3D website. My name is Jennifer Hotai. I am a metaverse builder and Web3 educator. I'm also featured in both editions of Women of the Future of the top 100 tech innovators in the world. What we are building basically is the next era of the internet, the age of 3D web connection. We are ending the flat web era, and we are constructing a new and engaging and much more interactive internet for everyone to enjoy, for business, education, charity driven campaigns, and all other functions that you might want to go on the internet and participate in. What we do is we provide a cloud-based platform for the nonprofit industry, which is the most tech-ignored industry globally. And we provide the enterprise-level cloud and networking systems to provide for the next generation of 3D web systems. The best thing you can do if you're interested is go check out causeverse.io. You can check out our demo pages there, or you can connect with me to go on a test drive in one of our spaces where you can test audio, spatial design, video, peer-to-peer video chats, and all other cool features you've never seen before. I'll put my information in the chat for everyone.
And Jennifer, how is your tech going to be made available to everyone?
This is already available. We've already built the space for a nonprofit called Hope for Haiti. It is a large charity that helps local Haitians with accessible clean water, education, and food. We are already presenting to multiple different clients and signed various partnerships and talks with various people, with a lot of LOIs included. We already have tech partners who are involved with us, building the different layers of our architecture. So we are already in the product stage right now. What we need help is getting some seed funding to take us to the next level here, expanding our team to help handle the load of more clients as we onboard them right now.
Excellent. Well, we will have another tech night coming up in October. A lot of our funders tend to come to the specific nights that they're interested in. So please come back and present at that one as well, so you can possibly meet more people. Okay, everyone.
Norma, I have a question. So Jennifer, first of all, totally psyched by what you're doing. I think Web3 is the future. And it's amazing that you're operating in that space. Props to you. My question is, as far as the services that you're providing, are you helping companies by minting cryptos? Are you helping them with creating NFTs? Are you helping them with setting up the smart wallet? Can you kind of just maybe break that down a little bit?
So I'll say this real quickly. I don't want to monopolize time. We have integrations with Ethereum. So we are one of the first platforms to integrate in metaverse space or within the space payments to use crypto as well as fiat. We also are in talks with other projects with being able to create NFTs out of the spaces too. So that the short answer is yes, we can do that.
Awesome. Good to know. I'll connect with you on LinkedIn.
Awesome.
Hey, I got one question. Chris, 3X Capital, Web3 VC. One, I would love to talk. I love how you are kind of fusing Web3 infrastructure, overcoming gas prices. Yeah, guys, I'm not talking about physical gas. That's the price we pay for Ethereum and stuff. in layer one solutions. So I guess my one question for you, so you have the charity aspect and then you have the Web3 infrastructure. Are those two separate revenue streams, or how does that all work?
Yeah, we have separate revenue streams in different, secondary markets. Yeah, let's talk separately because we can go down a rabbit hole.
No, I would actually love to, but I'm going to reach out to you on LinkedIn.
Sounds like a plan. Thanks.
Meet Jennifer in the chat, everyone. It does sound fascinating, Jennifer. Good luck with it, okay? Thank you for coming. Okay, the next person is Alina. Go ahead,
Hi, thank you, Norma. It's great to see everyone tonight. This is my first time on Venture Starters. My name is Alina Tkarovska. I'm the CEO at Pioneers Software. My background is in software development, app development, and I find my mission in helping businesses solve the pain of balancing, like where to start with your tech, how to scale it up. I normally work with funded startups or like Series A startup stage. So this is still the stage where you're trying to find your go-to-market strategy, customer segments, but I help on the tech side of things, putting together solutions that work. And my main topic and the main area of interest for me is health tech and life sciences. I'm a big health geek myself. I like measuring my sleep metrics, activity metrics, nutrition, and optimizing them. This is what drives me, and I like meeting like-minded people. My business goal is to grow my business and to scale up from our current level of revenue of $1 million to $10 million in the next 2 years. And I'd love to meet people working in the adjacent areas and looking for collaborations, and also to work with companies whose mission is to improve human health and longevity. Thanks, everyone.
Great. Any questions for Alina?
Yeah, Alina, this is David Culver, VC and other. I'd like to introduce you to the head of Code Launch, which is looking for women-led companies that can help early stage companies grow. And they're running a $150,000 investment prize for somebody, and they have like 6 hackathon teams that would help those people. So just reach out to me. My contact info is in the chat, but I'll copy and paste it again. Thanks.
Thank you, David. I'll add my contacts in the chat area as well.
Also, I'm going to reach out to you. I run integrity research and development, and we do medical device product development, and we outsource a lot of the actual hands-on development, and meanwhile guiding the teams through the regulatory process with design control and ISO 13485. So there might be a need, or that we would use you as for collaboration.
Sounds great, Jill. We also help with HIPAA compliance if that's a question you're working on as well.
Yes, sometimes we do have that.
Where are you located at, Alina?
I'm in Vancouver, British Columbia.
Okay, actually, I don't even know why I asked that question because it doesn't matter. But we have this thing called the internet. Sorry for disrespecting you. I live in Houston, and I know a few VC firms here and other entities because we're big on that space down here. So if you can drop your LinkedIn, I'll go forward them over to you.
Will do. Thanks, Chris.
Congratulations on that. Hopefully everybody will meet Alina in the chat, and we'll find her hopefully and help her get this going. So good luck to that. Okay, the next person is Sandy. Sandy, your turn. You've got to put your mic on. Sandy Ulit?
Can you hear me now? My name is Sandy Ulit. This is the first time that I have done this. Literally, I kind of wrote up this pitch while some other people were talking, so bear with me. Personal security, medical, legal, account, password, dependent, pet, and livelihood care information, insurance documentation, and other documents are in silos that are often inaccessible, non-existent, unreadable, or disorganized. Secure Life is a patent pending, crowd carrying, and life backup application which bridges these silos as well as automatically checks on you to ensure you got home okay, didn't slip in the shower, or didn't die in your sleep. It integrates with medical devices, smartwatches and appliances, home security systems, and public safety systems. It uses AI to recognize patterns in daily life and potentially help diagnose medical maladies. We have just completed the prototype. The database is 90% developed, and the idea has been validated by everyone from everyday people to IP attorneys and fractional CEOs of tech startups. We are seeking $50,000 with a valuation of $1 million for initial app development, sales and marketing through Apple and Google App Stores, local groups identified in conjunction with the Orange County Inland Empire SBDC for beta testing and patent-related legal expenses. I can be found in the chat. Thank you very much.
Okay, Sandy, sounds sort of like a life alert type of thing. Is that similar?
It is way beyond life alert. My mom has a life alert system, and frankly, it's failed her more than once. And so this is what I call a life backup system, where you can take everything that you know about your life and you can put it into one place. So and it also eases access to assistance. Like, say you have to call an ambulance, but it takes 12 minutes for the ambulance to get there, but you live next door to a doctor. The app will actually hook you up with that doctor if the doctor has agreed to be paid for his services to come over and help you out. So potentially saves lives, and also connects you with medical gear in your community, connects you with rides, connects you with really anything that you would need. And it's not just for seniors, as most people think. You can set it up to check on you. Like if you want it to check on you to make sure you got home from work okay, you can set that up. And if you don't reply positively, then it hits up your list of contacts in the prioritized order that you set up and say, hey, where is Norma? And then we start looking for you and figuring out where you were. So you don't lay on the ground for 8 hours waiting for somebody to just magically figure out that something has happened to you. Help is only as far away as your next check on.
Well, it sounds like a great idea, not only for seniors, but for some of us moms who want to know where our kids are. So congratulations. I hope you get it going. I would suggest that you change your camera direction angle so we see your whole face the next time. We only can see the top part of your face right now.
Gotcha.
Very good presentation otherwise. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, the next person, please meet Sandy in the chat. Okay, next is Zuri. Zuri, it's your turn. You're up.
Hi, Norma. Hi, everyone. It's good to be back here at Venture Starters. I am the founder of Beanworks, and we are a Reg CF equity crowdfunding portal focused on women-led businesses. So, I loved coming to these women-led events. Now, I really want to point back to something that Norma mentioned earlier, at the beginning of this call. We don't know about the Sarah Blakeleys. We don't know about the Oprah Winfrey's and their stories. We know about the Steve Jobs. We know about the Mark Zuckerbergs. We know about the Jeff Bezos. And, we need to know more about these women who are out here representing us and who are pushing this story and pushing our strength and our value as well. And not only are we here at Beanworks to push that and to tell that story, but we're also here to create that story. Ginger Rogers, a famous Hollywood star, said that she did everything her partner did, but backwards and in heels. And we definitely know that struggle as women. So if you're looking to raise money for your company, if you're looking to invest in women, we are also a pre-accelerator. If you're looking to prepare for VC funding or to prepare for raises for your own Reg CF portal and raise up to $5 million on our platform, please feel free to connect with me. I am looking to launch this by the end of this year. We are working really hard on it. I've got a dedicated team with back-end and front-end operations. We have a low operational risk. So please make sure to get in touch with me. I'm really looking to connect, and thank you again.
Hey, that's a great pitch. Anybody want to have any questions of Zuri? Zuri, it sounds like you have some really good ideas.
Zuri, Oh, Norma, I just want Zuri. I think you should speak with Blake Wind because he's trying to create something very similar to your concept potentially. And I think that if you join forces, you'd be unstoppable. So he's on LinkedIn and he comes to Venture Starters. I don't know if he's listening. I hope he is to hear me say that he is unstoppable. I would like you to consider finding him because I think that he would be someone that could really help accelerate what you're doing. And he has a ton of international Eastern European technology partners that he could also probably get you to help expedite some of your technology gaps if you have any.
Thank you.
Cool.
I agree with that. Definitely the Blake Wynn angle is one to pursue.
Absolutely.
So we have to find a way to get them linked up together.
Question.
Yes.
One, love what you're doing. Definitely outnumbered, obviously, the amount of women to men here, but would it help with, I just happen to know a lot of female-led venture capital firms, Monarch Collective, Advantage, various industries. Would it help to have those people in your network for your accelerator? Love what you're doing. I think that women-led anything's great. You guys live longer than we do, but I'm here for a good time, not a long time. So
yeah. Yes, that would be helpful. We want to create a deal flow with these VCs to help them prepare so that they can, a lot of companies are declined. We always hear about the good ones, but there's so many that are rejected from VCs. So if we can take that deal flow and prepare them for VCs and send them back, that would be more than amazing.
all right, cool. Yeah, just drop your LinkedIn and I'll hook you in with those people.
Yes, by all means, everyone meet Zuri in the chat. Thank you, Zuri. I wish you luck. Okay, thank you. Next would be Nicole. Are you ready? Nicole, it's your turn.
I am. Good to be here. This is my first time. This is a great experience. But at Nicole Borgig Digital, we're on a mission to transport people to new dimensions of experience in 360 walk-in websites. We specialize in creating immersive virtual reality stages that redefine entertainment, training, and collaboration and sponsorships for a cause marketing. Imagine stepping into the future where you can explore distant lands, learn new skills, or collaborate with your colleagues, all from the comfort of your own home space. Join us in shaping the next frontier of virtual reality, wherein the boundaries of reality are limited only by your imagination. We're seeking sponsors in For a Cause immersive marketing experience in the first of its kind Domestic Violence Awareness Summit. My info will be in the chat. Thank you.
I'd like to look you up in the chat and maybe make myself some cool virtual person like Chris Gonzalez did.
Yeah, so I actually thank you for the red carpet. Just kidding. Question, because we do a little bit of XR VR over here as well. Maybe it's because maybe I didn't listen close enough, but what problem are you solving exactly? I love the concept, by the way.
Oh, well, thank you. The problem that we're solving is basically bringing the solutions of For a Cause marketing. So place where you can sponsor, have a 360 marketing experience where it's a walk-in website, 365 days a week, 24/7. You can come into the gallery, or people can go in the gallery, find your products, brands, or services for podcasters and speakers, or anybody who wants to develop their own stage. If you want a business meeting, or if you are a speaker, the solution is you can create your own stage and continue to immersive market your 501c3. That's what we're doing for the Domestic Violence Awareness Month, is taking Confronting Domestic Violence, a 501c3, giving her a stage, giving them a stage, and bringing them an audience, and also continuing to allow people to donate and sponsor them.
Okay, yeah, thank you. I think that is great. I know an actual standalone XR VR firm in Florida, Singularity Ventures. So drop your LinkedIn info and I will hook you up with them.
Thank you.
Very good presentation. Thank you, Nicole. Any other questions for Nicole?
Well, I'm just curious, how do you bring an audience? How do you get the audience there?
Well, how do we get the audience there? We do it with training. So they can't just jump in there if that's what you're asking. We're not, physically, obviously, we're trying to get them into the experience and the immersion so that the speakers can continue to have an audience and continue to have the experience. So we're offering training and meeting with people, like-minded people, like in this venture starter group, to share with people how to get on board, do an onboarding and orientation. And that's part of the whole digital immersive experience, is teaching, training, and doing, so people can continue to do it themselves moving forward.
Okay, well, get on Mark's calendar because I think we'd be interested in hearing more about it. Okay.
Thank you
so much, Nicole. All right. Our next speaker is Beverly Zimet. Beverly.
Oh, thank you. It's great to be here. And thanks for that, Nicole. Nicole and I work together, so we're kind of on the same page here. So you'll hear some other things too, and I can answer some of those questions. I am the co-owner of Alinxis, which is a B2B to BC virtual reality platform designed to help scale your businesses in the metaverse. So if you're an entrepreneur looking for a unique space to hold events, summits, speaking engagements, masterminds, workshops, and have that global reach 24/7 in any time zone, it doesn't matter. And that's what we make available. I also have a unique opportunity to take this business in the virtual reality space to a whole new level. So I'm wanting to raise some capital, working capital, to pull it off in in the greatest manner available. And so I'm looking for a short-term loan, and I want to make it worth the while. So I thought of Adventure Capitals because of everything that happens here and the guidance and support that I've seen take place in the magical happenings during these events. So the length of the loan I'm looking for is going to be around 12 months, and it's structured with a 20% interest rate built into a promissory note. And I'll put my contact information in the chat if anybody wants to know more about how you can collaborate and immerse in, like Nicole was saying, a 360 space, walk-in website type of adventure without having to use those heavy goggles. We got it for you.
Question.
Mhm.
Wow, so I did not expect so much Web3 tonight. You guys are awesome because that's my area of expertise. One, love what you're doing in the metaverse. Keep it up. Secondly, just a little coaching point, word to the wise. When you're talking to investors, so the asset class of venture capital, don't say, hey, I want to take out a loan from you guys and working capital. You're essentially subsidizing CapEx over a long time horizon, but let's not talk about that. So going back to your product, I think it's great, but can you kind of explain to me the revenue streams of the B2B to C model? It seems that everything seems a little bit broad. Maybe I just didn't hear it right, but
Okay,
there's a lot of
so
operators in the space. I just want to make sure that I 100%, and we need to connect and talk more, but I just want to make sure that I'm hearing this right.
yeah, the business to businesses. So we are bringing communities together in there to where genres where we're getting foot traffic of like-minded businesses. So let's just say the health and wellness or just financial. There's so many moving parts to each one of those. So when you're bringing these businesses together that can support one another back to back from that avenue, I don't actually do that. However, we do have someone in our community that does XYZ, and you can point them in that direction by building these trusted communities, business to business. But it's open to the public that are looking and seeking for, maybe a financial advisor or a realtor or a mortgage broker, or maybe they're looking for something for health and wellness, a practitioner of something. So any kind of genre, we're looking to build that foot traffic of like-minded traffic things to come into a vested and trusted community where now they can find and discover who they're looking for without having to go to Dr. Google and wonder, are they trusted or not? So that's kind of what we're doing in there.
Okay,
I got
cool.
a question.
Yeah, just sorry, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Question, why did you pick 20% interest, and have you considered convertible notes? If you want to talk sometime about convertible notes, I have just done an exhaustive study on how to put convertible notes with accruals of interest to accrued into stock. It's a very tricky set of calculations to be able to project that. I've got it now. So look me up if you want to talk about alternative forms such as convertible notes. I think
Okay,
you'll
never
save
heard of it.
yourself
Sounds
money.
interesting. Thanks.
Yeah.
Beverly,
Mhm.
thank you. And
So you can
sorry.
see all my stuff right behind me there. I finally did it.
I'm actually going to applaud Bruce and yeah, talk with Bruce before you talk with me. I was actually gonna recommend a different instrument as well, especially at 3X Capital. But yeah, talk to the amazing mastermind Bruce, and then yeah, 3X Capital would love to talk to you right after that.
Hey,
And why don't we talk too?
Sure. I mean, how many languages do you speak? We can talk in all of them.
Just English and Excel VBA.
Okay, I'm
Gentlemen,
gonna have to.
like you have a lot in common. Why don't you meet in the chat and keep this going? And thank you very much. Beverly, sounds like you have got a lot of good suggestions there.
I do have a real question for Beverly if she has us 1 second. Beverly,
Sure.
are you producing revenue right now already?
Yeah, we just got our platform launched here a few weeks ago, and bringing a lot of people in, getting them in. We've got events set up, so now we're, in that process. It's been grueling, but I tell you, we got here, and it feels so great after working years with this. So
Great. And just to
definitely,
confirm, you do have revenue.
we do have some revenue starting to come in. Yes.
Great. And just a little comment, even though, yes, I'm with Propellant Ventures, which is a VC fund. There's way more capital outside of venture than there is inside of venture. So most companies don't raise venture capital, less than 0.3% do. So while we might be biased as VCs when we got that hat on, we're also with other equity stakeholders and doing convertible debt and everything. Debt is perfectly fine. It's a double-edged sword, as we all probably know. But whatever fits your company the best, and that kind of I'm speaking kind of to the whole crew here, because we've used debt, we've used equity, we've put our own equity in and raised a ton of capital ourselves. So go with whatever makes sense for you, even if our favorite VC on the table is maybe more interested in making a VC investment.
Yeah, like definitely what he said. So there's all various types of backers, which is just any entity that invests in promising startups. I would suggest you just explore that. Yeah.
This has been a great conversation. We have to move on. Thank you so much. And everyone meet Beverly in the chat and can carry this on. Okay, thank you. Anissa? Is it Anissa?
Yes. Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me. This is my first time here. I don't know if you're aware, but $10 billion is spent year to year in the healthcare space on phone and fax communication. And I know the word fax seems foreign after we've just talked about virtual reality, but the reality for healthcare is that most communication outside of enterprise places like a Memorial Sloan Kettering happens by fax machine. My founders and I had one imaging center. We paid 5 full-time employees to handle phone and fax just to get our patients scheduled. And that's how we came to have Zip Data. I'm Dr. Majid. I'm an interventional radiologist, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Zip Data, which is a digital integration product using AI and ML technology to connect non-connected information systems. And what's an information system? An electronic health record, an electronic medical record, a radiology information system. We've been plugging away at this for a long time because, in healthcare, nothing goes fast. But we are finally now raising a seed round. We are experiencing explosive growth right now, and the funds are to support that growth and support infrastructure as we move forward. I will put my information in the chat and talk about it more. But I appreciate you letting me chat here today and tell you a little bit about our company.
Any questions for?
Yes. So, yes, one, I love what you're doing. It's crazy that when we're dealing with patient triage, we still use the fax machine, what an ancient piece of technology. AI in this infrastructure is great. Can you go over the specifics of your ask exactly pricing, stuff like that?
So we're a B2B software as service company.
Oh, sorry, I totally asked that question wrong. I was talking about like, what is your ask on that? Because I'm gonna connect you with my other like healthcare investor friends.
Sure.
But...
So we're a B2B software as service company, and our ask is for seed $3 million to support some expansion of the dev team to support the growth, bringing on marketing and sales more, and some supportive infrastructure in terms of our cybersecurity. And just some fine tuning of stuff as we go into this explosive growth phase.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep.
I'm very interested in meeting you and talking about what you're doing. My Calendly is at the bottom of marknovember.com.
Okay.
And if we can meet, I may have some ideas as to how to get you the $3 million.
I'd appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much, Anissa. The next person we have is Sujanya. Sujanya, are you here? Sujanya? If you're not here, we're going to go to the next person. Are you here? Okay, well, if you come in, let us know, but we're going to move on to Misha. Misha, is that correct?
That is correct. Thank you so much. This is my first time here, and so I'm going to make this super quick. Over a decade ago, I went through a mental health breakdown. And when the depression got out of control, I had no choice but to seek professional help. But connecting with the right therapist was really hard, and it took me several painful years of trial and error until I found someone who understood my background and my cultural nuances enough to help manage my struggles. Today, I stand before you as a survivor. I'm Misha Akbar, founder of Sama Health, an online mental health platform focused on culturally relevant and appropriate therapy. Our vision is to inspire South Asians across the world to be mentally healthy. Sama Health uses evidence-based talk therapy, uniquely suited to the South Asian diaspora who go through low to moderate mental health struggles. And we tackle deep-seated issues such as stigma and lack of awareness. Our beachhead is South Asian women in the UAE, which is where I grew up, where there is a huge gap in finding the right therapist, and insurance is still eons away from covering therapy. Currently, we are in the validation phase and will start with a B2C and B2B model, employing a recurring revenue strategy. We are raising pre-seed for about $300,000, and I would love the opportunity to meet with any potential investors to share more about our vision and how we plan to re-revolutionize the mental health care industry. Thank you.
Which market are you going to launch in?
So our beachhead is Dubai, United Arab Emirates. And we've already onboarded about 30 therapists who are licensed in the United Arab Emirates.
And so you have an MVP already running, or you haven't finished it? Okay.
So we have a website, we have our iPhone app, and we have our Android app.
And what, I mean, give me an example of a difference, a differentiator between the cultures that you're targeting versus, I guess, an American culture. And that may be the wrong words to use, but
No, it's perfectly all right. So there is, most of therapy is very Eurocentric in approach. And when you're talking about like the South Asian diaspora, there's a lot of generational trauma, there are a lot of cultural nuances. You're talking about arranged marriages, you're talking about, taking care of your elderly parents, and you're also talking about stigma and lack of awareness and just not talking about mental health in general. So it's really important to find a therapist that understands that and comes from either who is competent enough to understand those cultural nuances, or someone who comes from that background to really be able to help you understand. I remember my first very expensive hours in therapy was spent on explaining my culture versus tackling my issues. So that's what I'm trying to solve for.
And the software is really just to connect and then get on their calendar and go and have a session, I guess, on your mobile device. Is that right?
Right. So one of the things we also offer is you get 15-minute sessions with up to 3 different therapists, which is free, to kind of understand what therapy is and understand the therapist's approaches before you commit to a paid session. So what we're hoping to do that is kind of remove the stigma and make the experience much more useful versus going, paying for an entire session and coming out feeling like therapy is not for me because the therapist was like way off base.
So just an idea, I'm sorry, this intrigues me, and I didn't mean to dominate the entire time of Q&A, but there's somebody that's already built this software. This is a very crowded field. You might be able to white label somebody else's software and then sort of modify it and change it enough to not need the entire 300,000, if that's even need. What's the 300,000 for if your MVP is like, how much more work do you need to do? What are you going to do with the money, I guess, is my question.
I think one of the things we're doing is in the United Arab Emirates, there is a huge gap of South Asian therapists. There are licensing challenges, educational challenges, and people who are really extremely well qualified in India find it really difficult to get licensed in the UAE. So we're going to use the money to sort of enhance our website, provide education for our therapists, build a therapist community as well. So a South Asian community, South Asian therapist community. And then we're also going to be spending a lot of money on campaigns and awareness. We've just launched our podcast. We are also looking at working with schools and universities to sort of ensure that parents understand like the mental health that South Asian kids also go through, because living in a expat world means you go through a huge identity crisis. I'm speaking from experience.
I'm sorry. Yeah, very interesting. It intrigues me. Norma, go ahead and keep us going. Sorry.
Mark, yeah.
Yeah,
so
go
I-
ahead. I'm gonna, yeah.
Just to add to that, so Misha, totally stoked by what you're doing. I would love to kind of like reach out and like learn more about what you're doing, because I mean, I'm a founding member of Nassau County Government's Asian American Advisory Council, the first of its kind in New York State. So I mean, I'd love to kind of like explore the possibility of creating some strategic tie-up, especially to see, since this division of Nassau County Government is catered specifically to people of Asian origin. So I think there potentially could be some synergies here. So I would absolutely love to have a conversation to explore that.
Likewise. Thank you so much.
Most welcome.
Thank you so much. Okay.
I'm sorry, let me interrupt for one moment, Norma. One other thing, and this is minor, but probably Chuck didn't realize. Chuck DeVete. So tonight is Women's Founders Night, and we're planning on just having women founders do pitches. I see you have your hand raised. And so we're just having women founders tonight, unless you have a woman that's joining you to pitch.
I was just going to say that I'm an advisor for ASTIA, which is committed to funding women-led technology organizations.
You're welcome. Okay, good enough. Thank you. That's all I needed to hear. Go ahead, Norma, take it from here.
We're up to Ashley Griggers. Ashley, are you here? Ashley Griggers? Okay, well, Ashley, if you get
here,
back.
hello. Hi, it's my first time here, so sorry.
You have to put your camera on if you're going to speak.
Okay, how do I do that? Hold on.
And also just check, by the way, because I had you speak, it automatically popped you out of the queue, but raise your hand again and we'll get you in the queue again. We do want to hear from you.
Okay, there we go. Hello, it's my first time here. I'm Ashley Griggis. I've been in the life sciences industry for 20 years. So I help with clinical trials. My specialty is finance and vendor outsourcing, clinical outsourcing for clinical trials. I'm here and it's my first time. So pardon me if I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm looking for board positions and potential partnerships. So I don't really have a pitch for a business. I do have business ideas in my head, but today I was just coming to see all you brilliant women. I know that you have a life sciences one. I will attend that one too, but I did hear some potential connections here that are fantastic. In your chat box, when I do Zoom, usually there's like 3 dots and you can click on it and save all the contacts. That's not happening. Maybe it's a user error. So if that is, could you please let me know? And if what I just pitched was inappropriate, please also let me know. But if anybody would like to connect with me and share contacts, you can find me on LinkedIn. I do also consulting for clinical trials. Ashley Griggis, that's it.
Ashley, this is Jill. I will be reaching out to you just because when working with product development, in product development, we help companies with every aspect of what they might need. So I work with regulatory consultants, clinical trial consultants, et cetera. So.
Oh, perfect. That's exactly what I do. Thank you.
Ashley, I'm advising RX Predict. They talked previously and they're raising money for a clinical trial. So make sure and contact me.
Oh, definitely. Thank you.
Yes, Ashley, everything you said was appropriate. You can say those things here. So welcome. And we look forward to seeing you again the next time you're here.
Thank you. And just one last ask, and I'm not sure, maybe it's user error because it's my first time here. When you call on somebody to prevent the little hiccups, is there a way that the next person after that person knows it's their turn? Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know.
I don't think there is any way. Unfortunately, that's not our doing, that's Zoom's doing. But
Oh, but can you just say like Ashley, Ashley, it's your turn. Sarah, you're next after Ashley.
Probably have so many people, we don't remember to do that. But if you just keep
Uh,
looking.
the way we've been doing it, just FYI, is if you open up the participant page, then you should see all the hand raises at the very top. And then we go in the order of the hand raise. So you can see where you are basically in the queue that way. And I don't know if that's how it looks on all of your screens. That's how it looks on mine.
Mark, also like in earlier events, like your assistant has like, I think, private message people saying like, hey, you're up next. So, I mean, that has happened at earlier events. So,
Oh, that would be very helpful. I agree
Yeah,
with that.
we're a small volunteer staff and we can only do as much as we can do. If anybody wants to help with volunteering, we're open-minded. But this is, again, I've said this for a few weeks, just so everybody knows, there's no Venture Starters business. We have no bank account. All of us are volunteers, including all of you. We're all volunteers hanging out on Wednesdays together. It's a special thing that we're creating, but it is just what it is. So we don't we can't do everything for everybody at this moment.
Eyeballs on the screen and you'll see when you're coming up. And so thank you so much for your time and come back again. Okay, Dr. Ola Kolawas, can you pronounce your last name for me?
Yes, it's Dr. Ola Kolawole.
Hey, welcome.
Okay. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Nice being here at Venture Starters. This is my first time here. And again, I'm Dr. Ola, and my company is Weight Loss Simplified. I'm a family doctor turned physician weight loss coach with over a decade of experience helping thousands of women live healthier. Did you know 108 million women in America struggle with obesity or excess weight, leading to an increased risk of heart disease, strokes, and type 2 diabetes? That is why I created Weight Loss Simplified, where we help busy professional women lose weight, get fit, and feel confident using holistic, faith-inspired principles. Now, this is how it works. After signing up for my program, our 8-week online group coaching clients get access to our coaching app with in-app messaging, progress tracking, fitness, nutrition, and habit coaching, as well as weekly group coaching sessions with me, where I address a host of topics, including mindset shifts for weight loss, stress, sleep, exercise, motivation, consistency, healthy eating, diets, and a whole lot more. Our customer acquisition strategy includes curated content on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, as well as bi-weekly LinkedIn audio sessions. Matter of fact, I have a LinkedIn audio session coming up on Saturday, September 23rd, in a couple of days. So in addition to this, I run a 21-day walk and hydrate challenge, where I challenge individual participants on all my social media platforms to start thinking about their health. Now, if you are a woman on this call today, or you know of any woman who has been struggling to lose weight, tried and failed multiple diets, you don't need to go at it alone. Feel free to reach out to me at workwithdrola.com and connect with me as well on LinkedIn. I will put my information in the chat. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Is there something, there's so many companies doing this type of thing for us out there. What do you think makes your ideas better than some of the other ones out there? What makes you different?
Right, very good question. Most of these companies are not led by physicians. So as a physician weight loss coach, I come with years of experience where not only am I addressing all the aspects of a holistic weight loss, but I'm also incorporating my expertise and my experience, helping patients realize that in addition to everything we discuss, it could be a health related problem that's also hindering their weight loss goals. I look at their medications. I talk to them. I find out what other things could be hindering their their journey, basically. So my expertise brings a whole lot into the mix. Most of these programs are usually not led by a physician, really. And for the ones that are led by physicians, there's a whole lot more talk about medications. And in my program, I don't prescribe medications. I really think you could lose weight holistically without, medications that will cause side effects.
Great. Sounds like a good idea. Where are you located? Are you?
So I'm located in Chicago, but my program can treat any woman virtually anywhere in the world. It's a virtual program. They just connect with me, and my group coaching sessions are all virtual.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Oh, can I ask a quick question? Okay, thank you, Dr. Ola. It was beautiful pitch. What are you thinking about, like, as you're growing your company? What would it look like at scale?
So at scale, so I'm looking essentially with my company. I could have as many women, just because again it's online, and as much as I like to keep my groups smaller, I could virtually I could coach as many as 100 women, but of course, in a week, with about 25 women at a time. So with my program, really, it is scalable over time. I will incorporate, just other expertise to help me along the way.
I will put my Calendly in the chat for you to schedule. Yeah, love to talk to you more.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And Dr. Ola, please put your information in the chat for all of us so we can all find it. Okay?
Okay. All right. Thank you. And thanks, everyone.
Okay. All right. The next person is Sint. Is it Sint? Is that correct pronunciation for your name?
Yes, hi. Yes, thank you, Norma. You're doing such a great job. I love to volunteer. Again, with whatever you guys need. I have some ideas. I talked to Mark on Friday. If it's even that clock thing that lady was sharing, because I really love what Venture Starters is doing. But about myself, my name is Sint Mo. I am the founder and product lead at Fundata Labs. We develop software products for companies in 21-day product sprints. And over this year, we've helped our clients that we work with gain 100K new investment deals for their business in 21 days, really helped gain new customers in 21 days. And we've been really excited. And the way we help these customers, our clients, the companies that we work with, is to really help them find product market fit earlier on in 21 days. And we do that by building a really beautiful finished like prototype and really helping them go out in the market to make pre-sale for their particular product. And then this way they're really confident that they have solved the problem in the market, and they have advanced this by having customers actually pay for them before the product is even built. So I'm just really excited to connect with founders looking for app development and in the social impact space or nonprofit, particularly also in healthcare and AI-related technologies.
Fascinating. Any questions for Sint?
Yeah, I have a quick question. So are you like the dev shop for these kind of apps and technologies?
Yeah, so we have developers and designers helping us carve out some of the problems that the customers, the clients, the companies we're working with solve in 21-day product sprints. And the methodology is something that I came up with.
Got it. Nice. Yeah, let's definitely connect.
Yeah, for sure.
Sent a good very good presentation. Just from the visual standpoint, try to keep still.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely try to keep still. The excitement that's all well and good, and definitely I'm getting the impression that you may do a lot of presentations, and if there's an actual audience, I can kind of see it, but you want the person that really wants to stay focused on what you're saying and not your hands flying all over the place. And you might want to just hit the marks early with regard to if you have a particular niche in terms of your specialty, because a lot, of what you're presenting, a lot of people are doing that. So you want to make sure that how you're coming across and what markets that might need your resources and your expertise a lot more than others, that could be like your selling point. But yeah, like I said, very good pitch, but we want you to be sure to give it your best shot. Okay.
You, Nita.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm super high energy person, so that's kind of a good point and feedback. I would say I wanted to ask.
Your 21-day sprint is clever. I find that to be a clever differentiator from anybody that I've talked to in the software development space. So I think that's where you lean into that.
Yeah, maybe I'll say it more. Yeah.
I actually enjoyed your energy. So congratulations.
Thank you, Norma.
Put your information in the chat for us. By the way, I wanted to mention that Knock Train is going to be the last person presenting tonight. I want to make sure everyone gets through, so please no more hands raised after Knock. Okay, the next person up is Lynn Calloway. Go ahead, Lynn.
Hi. Hi, I'm Lynn Calloway, the co-founder of Good Dirt. Good Dirt's the first prebiotic soda made with mushrooms. Imagine quenching your thirst and boosting your gut health with just one sip. We've made that possible. Our secret is what we call our All Good Blend, which is a proprietary mix of prebiotic mushrooms and ancient fibers. Before you cringe at the thought of mushrooms in your soda, let me assure you that our beverage tastes nothing like you expect. I'm sure maybe you guys have seen or even tried some of the mushroom coffees and things like that on the market. Think refreshing flavors like pear ginger, orange, and our chaga cola. My husband and I started Good Dirt after spending years working in the urban agriculture space, where we leverage sustainable ingredients like mushrooms in our diet. And it wasn't until after I gave birth to our son when I started to experience gut issues and just decided to use mushrooms to aid with my digestion. My husband actually was not a fan of the earthy, dirty tasting concoction that I made. So we took on the challenge to make the beverage more palatable, and Good Dirt was born. So far, we've validated the product by launching our pilot over the summer, where we've sold a few hundred cans of that pilot run to folks just to get feedback and just see if there's a market fit. Recently, we were approached by a large grocery chain who has committed to bringing us in their stores nationwide at the beginning of the year. So we're looking to raise about $150,000 to meet this demand. I will leave my information in the chat. Thank you for having me.
Can I ask a question, Lynn? What's your sugar ratio? What does it make? How do you get flavor with mushrooms?
Well, so there's a combination of the basic proprietary blend is our mushrooms as well as our fibers, but we've also included herbs and fruit. There is a sweetener that we use, which is 100% monk fruit, not cut with any of the sugar alcohols or erythritol that you've heard, I'm sure, about. And as far as the sugar content, we don't exceed any more than about 6 grams, depending on the flavor. And each can has about 10 grams of fiber.
And there is monk fruit is your only sweetener?
Monk fruit and date syrup. There's a mixture, which is a low glycemic sugar.
And where is your pilot going on right now?
So the pilot we're done. We've completed that in terms of production, and we're completely sold out on Amazon. So, and the money that we're raising is to help fund the demand for the store that has committed to bringing us on at the beginning of the year.
Can you get a purchase order from them? The store,
yeah.
And can you get? I mean, how's your banking relationships?
Since we are a new company, I'll be honest, it's really hard. As I'm sure you know, banks want you to make $1 million in sales or just show some level of a large amount of traction. And for us, we just don't have that right now, but we do have it in writing that the partnership is set to launch at the beginning of the year. The way that they work, they don't issue a official PO until 90 days out, which for us would be in October. So we
so you have so you have time to plan. So you're gonna have do you know how large of a purchase order you're gonna get?
They have told us they will order anywhere from 5,000 to 6,000 cases. So we're
And what is
planning.
that? How much money is that?
That is about 90, based on the amount that we sell each case for, which is about $18 a case. I think the math is about 95. Okay, let me.
Interesting. Okay. Like, are you familiar with the term factoring?
I'm sorry, that's $108,000.
$108,000. Okay. And where are you located? I forgot. Did you say what state you're in? Or where
Austin, Texas.
Austin, Texas. Okay. So interesting. All right. Well, you're
Can I
I'm
pipe
sorry.
up a second when you're done? I'm sorry. I wanted to say she's in Austin. She needs to go to like every event near UT Austin and be all over South by Southwest. There are thousands.
March. I wish South by Southwest is happening right now.
Okay, but just
be all over that.
Just to finish my thought, like, you know, you need to get a banking relationship going, or there are actually factor investors that basically they love the paper. So like if you're getting a purchase order from a company that is bankable, invest and is gold, you know, you're basically set. You just now need to set into motion all the other pieces of the banking and finance relationships, and you can grow your company from purchase orders. And it's going to be a lot easier to do that than to bring investors in. Now, what you might need to do is bring in a finance expert and give them a little piece of the action to help set you all up. And anyways, my best suggestion would be look into alternative financing, you leveraging your purchase order.
Hey,
Lynn,
Lynn.
you got to get a hold of me too. I'm in Houston.
Yeah, and I was going to say, Lynn, I haven't been an SBA government guaranteed lending side. I have some friends in Texas that are in the lending and banking industry. So I sent you a private message, but please connect with me on LinkedIn. I might be able to set you up as well.
Thank you so much.
Lynn, I'm sorry. Mark, I'm sorry I interrupted you before, but I just wanted to tell you, I have been an advisor for almost a decade for a soda brand. The chief marketing and investment officers on that side were brought in by my team. We helped her raise almost to her Series A just through angels. I added you on LinkedIn, but you need to be all over everything to do with University of Texas, Austin, South by Southwest, the city of Austin, anything going on with the Small Business Association, as she just mentioned, as well as look into the Minority Women Scholarships of Texas. Because there are many of them. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I just have a quick question, Chris, if I can. So, Lynn, love what you're doing. I just love that you added the detail that your product doesn't have this nasty, earthy taste. I thought that was a great piece of information that you added. I just have like one question about like the formula that you're using. Like, does it kind of, are you using like microdosing or something?
No, these are mushrooms that you can buy in a grocery store and eat on an everyday basis. Lion's mane, turkey tail, chaga. I wouldn't really recommend you eat it in the way of like your portobello, but yeah, these we aren't microdosing in the sense of like with psilocybin or anything like that. No.
Oh, so you can't get high?
I'm sorry, what was that?
You can't get high?
No.
No buzz? Okay. Just checking.
Okay, so
not yet. A bunch of legal hurdles with that we're just not touching right now.
Okay, yeah. So comment on a resource I think that can help you. So Texas got here. I'm in Houston. So I'm actually the founding member of the nonprofit Texas Venture Alliance, endorsed by Governor Abbott, because Texas is such a big place. Some people don't know what's going on in Dallas and Austin and San Antonio and El Paso and all that other stuff. So how that comes into you, we have a large directory of people investing in CPG, alternative financing, and all that other stuff. I'm very proud that we got the traction. So let me help you out on that. And did you also know that there is a CPG accelerator in Austin and 4th and 1 Ventures in Dallas that also works with CPG?
I've never heard of those.
Yeah, it's okay. Drop your stuff. I got you. But I'm a big Texas advocate also. I just want to let you guys know that because it's the best state in America. Okay. Anyway.
Thank you.
So sorry, not true.
Also, guys, mushrooms are a great thing. I'm a marathon runner. I take mushroom capsules before I run. So the type of mushrooms that she's talking about is good for your health.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Lynn.
One last thing, please, Norma. So this is Dave with our Venture Shot Strategic Growth Program. We helped a company called Tiesta Tea go from like two guys just out of school with no money, and they basically just had an iced tea table at our event, and we just gave it them because they were going to sponsor our iced tea for the event, and they are now in over 12,000 stores, might be 15,000 stores by now. The guys who got them funded on their first big PO, like you have, Chuck Koresh is Colonial Capital, I believe. I'm happy to introduce you to him. He's a great guy. He sponsors bagels at some of our events and stuff like that. And we've got a food, fun, and fashion event, which also includes drinks, of course, that we've hosted a bunch of different times. So I'm very aware of CPG, not in a competitive way, because I was born in Texas, so I also like Texas. But I'm happy to make a quick intro to our friend Chuck up at Colonial Funding. So anyway, reach out to me. By the way, there's a lot of people reaching out to me in private messages. I can't keep up with that. So just text me or email me, please, or LinkedIn me, one of the three. I put my contact information out there. This is David Culver. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Lynn,
Oh, go
sorry.
ahead. Yeah.
I just wanted to share that I'm connected to the CPG group in San Francisco, so it might be worth talking to them too.
Okay. Thank
So
you.
so this is a lot for Lynn. All these faces, you all need to actually like reach out directly to her. She's not going to know who everybody is. I actually predict that with all these great ideas, Venture Starters community is going to be able to help Lynn move this thing forward. First of all, you don't realize that this purchase order you're getting in October, it's like the golden key. It opens up so many things and conversations you have no idea. So you're already on your way. You may not even realize how far along you are. Sorry, Norma. I felt that was a really good conversation for the entire community to hear. Go ahead and move us along.
No, it was very good. And Lynn, please put your information in the chat. We all like it. I personally do not like drinks that have sugar in it. So the sea monk fruit being used is a very good one for me. And I'd also like to try it. I like to see what it tastes like. So good luck. I hope you get this to market. And
thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, we're going on. Now we're at Rachel Baker. Are you ready? Your turn.
Hi, thanks. It's really cool that you guys put this on. Thank you so much. So, hi, I'm Rachel Baker, founder of Tejo.ca. Spas have a tough time providing all the customer experience that they need in the short amount of time that they have with their customers. There's a lot of information about skin that they need to communicate quickly, and there's a lot of information that they need to get from their customers. So what Tejo does is it's an AI skin diagnostic tool. So from any device, we can analyze someone's skin and help them find the right services as well as products for them. So what Tejo does in this particular market is that we help replace a very expensive device for spa owners. We help diverse clientele because we have all of this information about different kinds of skin and treatments. And we help spas earn more money. We estimate about $30 per customer. So I'm currently raising a pre-seed round. The product is built, but I need help with sales and marketing, making the UI better, and with IP. Thank you very much for listening, and I guess ask any questions.
Okay, Rachel, I'd like to actually meet you and talk about it one-on-one. You can find my Calendly at the bottom of marknovember.com.
Excellent.
Website.
I'll do that.
Thanks.
Any other questions for Rachel?
Rachel, good pitch. Yeah, I definitely love spas and, skin and all that good stuff. And kind of being 9/11 first responder, skin and skin cancer is definitely something that we have to be concerned about. So where are you looking in terms of your marketplace? I know you said you were looking for sales and marketing support, but are you looking for target market, presentation, packaging? What are some of the specifics with regard to the marketing? And be sure to put your information and contact information in the chat.
Right. So I come from a technical background, and I've been trying to do a lot of the marketing and sales process, figuring it out on my own. But what I've discovered is that I really need to hire someone who's better at this than me, as well as getting some coaching. So I have done some initial pilots of the product, but in order to really build a proper sales process,
Okay, cool.
I'm yeah, looking for funds to help build that out a little bit better.
Okay.
And coaching.
Okay. Well, definitely put your information in the chat, and I would definitely say you should reach out to Professor Dave Hansen in the Venture Starters group for the coaching and stuff. He would be excellent resource for you.
Right. And also Mark should be able to help you with the finding people. So do get on Mark's calendar and see if you well, all right, Rachel, thank you very much. Put your in the chat. Okay, the next person is your first name Duda? Dude, okay, you can tell me your name.
Hi, it's Do-Gooda.
Okay.
So my company name is Do Good, and it's a palindrome, the same backwards and forwards. It's derived from a do-gooder. And while we have this wonderful group now of 79, I'd like to do something a little different. And that's to put in the chat either 1 or 2 words. And this is something that you need personally. It can be business related, but something you need personally. We all want things. Of course, someone's going to put hair if you're bald. Of course, someone's going to say perfect body if you're not feeling your perfect weight. But I'm talking about things that you actually need. And I'd like to test that out. And that's just to showcase what I'm trying to do. And that is that we have platforms today that exist, such as Facebook, Craigslist, and Nextdoor. And that's the way that we transact right now. But it's fairly cumbersome. Life extension. Okay, so for instance, cupcakes for your daughter's picnic, a soccer ball for your son, your taxes done by a CPA, right? These all get broken down into 3 essential topics: time, talent, and treasure. If we're alive today, we all have time. We're all good at many, many things. LinkedIn captures only a fraction of those things of what we encompass as people. And then treasure is anything tangible. I believe this can be easily transacted in an easy 2-step process called a do-gooda.
Okay.
Hi. I have a question. Thank you. I don't know your name because I don't see your name on the thing, but I'd love to know, how do you make money? How are you sustainable?
Okay, so bird's eye view, it's actually a 3-tier process. I need first peer-to-peer. I need people like myself, people like this community, 18 to 81, I say, which is also a palindrome. 18 years old, fresh out of college, you're an adult. 81 is still quite young and fresh and you know, member of our society, and they work well beyond that as well. So I want to bridge the gap between young and old as well. So first is get peer-to-peer. Second is the nonprofits and charities. Right now, the only way nonprofits and charities can get the word out about volunteering or products that they need, such as treasure, is advertising through the mail, which is print, which costs a lot of money and it's bad for our planet, and advertising online and through our TVs, which is very expensive. So I'm going to bridge that gap. And third is to bring in the companies themselves. So corporate structure. I heard someone talking earlier about carbon footprint. This has already been going on a long time as far as the light bulbs that we use. If we have a compostable bin, it's sort of asking the companies to do better, be better. And so this whole brand will be like, are you a do-gooda? Are you a do-gooda as a person? Are you volunteering with the community around you? And as a company that is around us, are you being a responsible company? And the brand should hold that weight eventually.
Okay, I don't know your name. Thank you so much. And everybody meet her, do in the chat. I did want to say, knock before you start. Demet sad you just walked in the door at 6 o'clock. It's lovely to have you, but it's too late to raise your hand because we're now at the end of our evening. So next time, try to come a little earlier so we can get you into the chat. I'm into the.
Today there was a biotech Boston. I was attending meetings back to back. Prior to the 4 meetings that I have attended, so that's the reason I'm late. And the next, I will come early next time. I just unplugged, and that's the reason I raised my hand. And I'm going to get my pitch deck, and I'm do FemTech, and I'm looking for investors for that as embryo stem cell based. Thank you.
We have an order, and there's a person.
Thank you.
And
I appreciate it.
Next time, if you when you get here, raise your hand, and we can hear what you have to ask for. But right now, it's Knox's turn, so go ahead, Knox, and Demet, you can lower your hand because this is our last.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead, Knox. Go ahead, Knox. It's your turn. And you're.
Can't hear.
We can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me now? Okay. So I'm actually a friend of Mark November. Great to see you guys all again. I am a certified public accountant, debt, wealth, and business strategist, also an entrepreneur, investor. I'm also a former CPA auditor for Ernst & Young. I am also a fractional CFO for 2 startup companies, a cancer research company, and a SaaS company for dementia and Alzheimer. So I support business owners. I have a whole network of financial advisors, CPA firms, life insurance. I'm also a licensed life insurance agent. So I help basically businesses, startup, lead generation, just here to say hi and help support any woman who needs help supporting, budgeting, cash, anything they need for a business life. Saying hi to Mark. It's been a while.
Thank you. And you would probably be very helpful to some of the state founders. So please put all your information in the chat. It's great to see you. And hopefully some of these women will probably need some help with the things you offer. So thank you very much for being here, Knox. And
Norma, can we remind everybody to copy the chat? They may not remember or know about the 3 dots so that they can copy the information in case something gets low.
You will.
I'm low tech, but I can definitely give information.
We definitely will do that. And I want to thank you all for being so kind to me on my first night of hosting. And thank you for all attending, and amazing women with amazing talents. I know that all of you are going to be successful if you just keep at it. And hopefully we will see you coming here to tell us a success story soon, to tell us just how successful you've become. So thank you all. Mark, do you want to say anything?
Next week is B2B. 2 weeks from tonight, we're hosting something called Who's Got a Unicorn to Pitch? Curious who really thinks they've got a unicorn. That means $1 billion value startup or to be one. And we'll be a little more critical just to see if you really are a unicorn that night. I don't like thinking we're a Shark Tank event, but if we were ever to have a night where we might have a little bit of Shark Tankish sort of flavor, it'll probably be on the unicorn night. So we're gonna, Norma and I have all kinds of ideas of plans for the future. Hopefully you'll make Wednesdays a place you'll hang out with us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for everyone attending and having all your energy and bringing us your great ideas. And we hope to see all of you be extremely successful. So thank you again. And we'll see you next Wednesday. Thank you so much. Bye.